9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Oklahoma against Texas. Oklahoma 7.5, 61.5 the total. Great job by Herman in Texas turning it around. They haven't lost since they got beat by Maryland on that neutral to start the season. Oklahoma, good bounce back, blowing out Baylor after the overtime win at home against Army. But the story here, make no mistake about it, is Tom Herman, who is 10-1 ATS as a dog as a head coach. The great Dave Malinsky, his stat went back to when he was an offensive coordinator, which I think was like 16-1, something like that. The one loss was last year against TCU. But you look just at Texas. He was a 15-point dog at USC. They lost in double overtime by a field goal. They should have won the game. He was a 9-point dog against Oklahoma in the spot last year, got beat by 5. 7-point dog against Oklahoma State, lost by 3. 7-point dog against TCU, got beat by 17. That was the loser. 3-point dog at West Virginia, won by double digits. 3-point dog against Missouri in the bowl game, won by 17. When it really gets fun is when you go back to Houston, what he did at Houston. 12-point dog against Oklahoma, won by 10. 14-point dog against Louisville, won by 26. 7-point dog in the Peach Bowl against Florida State, won by 14. 3-point dog against Navy, won by 30. 10-1 ATS. And not only that, Teddy, he wins a lot of these games when he's a dog.
He sure does. And again, you talked about the track record. You just went through his tenure as a head coach. If you go back and look at his tenure at Ohio State as the offense coordinator, and prior to that at Iowa State as offense coordinator, you're going to see a time. And I didn't go back and check it. I think it's something like 25-2, somewhere in that range. I mean, it's really insane with Herman as a dog, which tells us when Texas is getting points, we can only look at the Texas side of the equation. This is a head coach that has been in this role, including against Oklahoma last year. Remember, Texas was down 20-0 in that game last year, and they rallied to take a 24-23 lead before Baker Mayfield hit Mark Andrews on a 59-yard touchdown. That ended up being the final margin, 29-24. Texas got the money, even though they didn't get the win. But you say Tom Herman's the number one story here. We got to talk about Kyler Murray, because let's not forget the guy he's replacing, Baker Mayfield, won the Heisman Trophy, was a first-round pick, top 5 pick in the NFL draft. Last year at this time, Mayfield 74% completions, 15 touchdowns, 0 INTs through 5 games. Through 5 games this year, Murray 71% completions, 17 touchdowns, 2 INTs, very comparable to the Heisman winning numbers from last year. And of course, this kid's a legend. And he went 42-0, I heard 42-0 or 43-0 in high school. He won 3 straight titles. He was the 2014 Gatorade Player of the Year. This guy was like a celebrity in high school. Texas senior defensive end Charles Omenihu talking about Kyler Murray. Quote, "That's a very good player. The dude's accurate. He can put the ball almost anywhere. He's a lot better than what he was in high school and at A&M, that's for sure. He's a boss." We know about Texas as a dog. However, this is a QB that I'm not in a giant rush to stand in front of. He's hot right now. And Ellinger, while he's gotten better, 9 touchdowns, no picks last 4 games, eliminating mistakes, he's not Murray. And that's a concern for me on the Texas side of the equation, which is the only way I can look in this ballgame.
Got the money the last 4 years, and I know they blew a big lead against Kansas State on the road and had to hang on. But you're right, with the track record and the recent success with Texas keeping these games close, not to mention the Herman angle, I could only play Texas as well.
Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the games.